Hello, Christ Church folks. You know, I was mentioning to you a couple weeks ago that many of us are engaged in a study of John Meacham's book, The Hope of Glory, on the last words of our Lord Jesus on the cross. Over 30 of us, as a matter of fact. Can you imagine that in our little church? Over 30 people in a Zoom session every week. Last week, during that Zoom session, we considered Jesus's words just before his death when he said to his mother, "Woman, here is your son," and to the beloved disciple he said, "Here is your mother," right at the end of his life. And John Meacham makes the point that Jesus is being very clear and very careful right at the end to knit people together and to help people to know that they have connections and that they are responsible for one another and not just living independent individual existences. He referred us to the 25th chapter of Matthew and the Great Judgment, the parable of the Great Judgment. I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. And the challenge of Meacham's writing, the challenge of Jesus's very last words there, reminded me of the connections that I've enjoyed in my life, and specifically the connections that I have in West Africa with my friends in Banaba, Ghana. And it strengthened me to want to be sure that I knit myself back together, not just with my brothers and sisters there, but with brothers and sisters everywhere who might be in need. In Banaba, Ghana, this is the farming tool. It is the only farming tool for folks who are engaged in a desperate effort simply to grow enough millet, yams, peanuts to feed their families and avoid starvation. This is the plow they use to break up the ground. This is the tool they use to cultivate and weed around their crops during the growing season. This is the harvesting tool that they use to gather the yams from the ground and that sort of thing. And you know, many of my friends are gone now in Banaba. The life expectancy there is so brief. But just remembering my friends in Ghana, their desperate effort to provide enough food simply to continue to live, caused me to reflect on Jesus's words and John Meacham's reflections on those words, and renew my commitment to make a difference in the lives of those who don't have enough. And let's get together at Christ Church and continue our efforts in Christian outreach and in other ways to respond to Jesus' call to knit ourselves together with brothers and sisters everywhere.